Hi, Gabriel here from the Robot Components dev team. In this video, we'll take a brief look at the component categories of robot components. If you don't really get their meaning now, don't worry. We'll explore all components in depth later in different videos. So, let's start right here on the left with the code generation category. As the name already suggests, the components we find in here are used to create the actual rapid programming code for the ABB robot controller. We've split them in three different subcategories. The first subcategory contains components to define declarations, such as joint targets, robot targets, speed and zone data, as well as joint positions. The second category is there to create the actual program code for the robot. The components you can find here are able to create different instructions, such as movements, weight orders, and more. The third category contains components that can be used to either create instructions or declarations. Right now, you can find two components in here, one for writing custom code lines, the other to insert comments into the rapid code. In the last category, there's only one component, which is the core module of robot components, the rapid generator. All declarations and instructions will be plugged into this component to create the rapid main and system modules for the ABB controller. Let's move on to the second component category. The controller utility is made up by three subcategories. The first one enables us to create a real-time connection to the ABB controller. The other two are there to retrieve and set different data from it, such as digital inputs or outputs. The third component category is all about deconstructing code generation and definition components. Definition components are found in the fourth component category and are used to replicate the ABB controller setup you're using. We've implemented a lot of the most common ABB robots to make life a little bit easier. However, if you can't find the robot you're using, you can still create your own robot definition. We'll take a brief view at this in the next video. Furthermore, the components of this category will let you define custom robot tools, work objects, and even external linear and rotational axes. The fifth category contains all the parameter components that can be used to store data of code generation and definition components. They work exactly the same as the default Grasshopper parameter components. The sixth components category offers components to visualize the generated rapid code inside of Grasshopper before sending it to the real ABB controller. However, please note that the path generator is still experimental and can only approximate the robot movement path, which can't be fully trusted at this time. The seventh and last category comes with different utility components we will use quite often in the upcoming sessions, such as visualizing or flipping planes. You can also find the info component here with a direct link to the robot components documentation website. Note that alternatively, you can also do a right-click on any RC component and select the documentation entry to directly open the corresponding web page. Furthermore, we'll soon offer an API documentation of RC for advanced users. That's it for now, and I hope to see you in the next video, where we'll have a look on how to set up a robot and use the forward and inverse kinematic components to visualize its movement inside of Rhino.